Hi everyone. I've had a few ladies ask me if I will show you how I construct my boho beads. Now I won't do making one up live because my hands jitter and everything, and this is a lot easier for me, and it would also complement any that you find on YouTube where they do the actual video of it. You would have this in the background so that it would help. Right, so we're going to go from this to this. And to do this, you're going to need, obviously, a skewer. Now, the skewer, you're going to get about 3 or 4 of the wood that you need, because it's like 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So a packet of skewers for $1, £1, and you've done it. You need some jewellery wire, obviously, fabric, some beads. Bead caps are actually optional. Some boho beaders will tell you that they're an absolute necessity. I'm sorry, I don't think they are, because the whole thing about boho is that you use what you've got. You don't go out and spend a fortune. So, you know, it's up to you what you put on it. Jump rings, yeah, you do need those. A clasp, I prefer the lobster clasps. Round nose pliers, some cutters, some fabric glue, and some gloss gel. The very important thing with these is remember that you need to glue in between each layer of fabric. There's no getting away from that. Right, so here we go. First off, you take your wire and you twist it round. Then you bend it over with your pliers and bring it back up with your pliers. So you've gone down and then you're going to come up straight like that. That's an exaggeration, obviously. And you will do exactly the same on that side. I don't glue this because you're going to be glue going right on it anyway, so why waste it? After you've done that, I always leave quite a long tail, just so that I can either add larger things, and if it is staying at smaller things, I can cut off any excess, sorry. So this is wound round. It's been put on the top of that. There's a little bead cap there. And then on this one, I've done 3 different types of beads so you can see. The end of this one for me, these are little bead caps as well, but I really like putting them on the end of this because it goes with the way you roll your wire. So you've done that one, that end, and you're going to do the other end. Now, it's up to you whether they match exactly or whether you want to use different embellishments, different beads. This is called boho. It's boho because you don't spend a fortune, you use what you've got. So obviously I've got my little caps on again, and I've decided to go with different shaped but similar colours in my beads. In between each one on these, I've done those little caps. And that is where you will leave that for now and start on your fabric. So, your first layer of fabric. This I'm going to use up on this. You can use teeny tiny bits. You can use the edges off things. You can use anything you want. You can use paper. You can use paper words on them. So this one, we've got all that done, and I've done the first layer. Now, I don't know whether you can pick it up, but there is a little bit of a shine on the material. And that's because I've used a gloss gel after gluing. I glued it down, then I wrapped round, and then I glossed over it with the gel. So now I would glue all across here, do the second layer, and gloss gel it again. So I would advise that you do about 7 of these at a time because there is quite a bit of drying time in it. But that is my first layer and it's had the gel on it. To save a little bit of time, I've done this one and it's got all the layers on it. And as you can see, it's shiny from the gel. So that is really, that's going nowhere. That's really sturdy. You will also notice on each one, I've tried to use different things for you to, just to try and give you a little bit of inspiration about what to do with all your stuff. Right. After that, we attach our findings. I'll show you this way first. So, my usual lobster clasp. On this one, I've used, can you see them? Little bead caps, one on each end but not in between, and each one of them is a different type of bead. And on this end, I've gone with a bead pin to make this little ensemble, and then attached that with a jump ring, because it doesn't always have to be really stiff and sturdy. And that is how we get to that, because the last addition on this was just a little bit of jewellery cord that I've used around this. You can use as much or as little as you want. I personally will probably go back and do a blue over the top of this, but I wanted you to see a completed boho bead from beginning to end. So just remember, ladies, we're going from that to that. Hope you have fun with the boho beads. There's also lots of help on YouTube, so if you go on there, that'll help you along as well. I hope this has been, I'm sorry about the budget, I hope this has been informative, and thank you for taking a look. Bye.